All right, name the angle in 5 different ways. Measure the angle, tell whether it is a right, straight, acute, or obtuse angle. So we'll go through a little bit of definitions here, right? If we have a right angle, that means that it measures 90 degrees. So it's exactly 90 degrees. And when we see this, we actually will be shown, it'll have a box. So we know that that 90-degree angle is there with that box. A straight angle. So a straight angle is a measure of 180 degrees, and that's actually just a line. So a line actually has a straight angle. So an acute angle, and I remember this like a cutie, it's cute, it's small. An acute angle is any angle less than 90. So between 0 degrees less than, and I'm going to call my angle here x, so less than x, which is less than 90 degrees. And that will be an acute angle. And then an obtuse angle is anything greater than 90 degrees. So again, I'm going to call this angle x. So greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees, because our straight angle or our line, if that was my angle x there, has 180 degrees. All right, so kind of difficult here to actually measure this angle. If we had a protractor and we were able to actually measure it, then we would. But we at least see that this is smaller than a 90-degree angle, right? So if it was a 90-degree angle, we'll pretend that this was there. We would have seen a box here, and that would indicate that we have a 90-degree angle. And so we see this as smaller than a 90-degree angle, which means that this angle is going to be an acute angle. All right, and then it says 5 different ways to name it. Okay, so this is where we get a little interesting here. So I can name the angle by the points that it goes through. So I can say that this is angle XYZ, angle XYZ, starting at the top point and going down. I can also say that this is angle ZYX. So starting at the bottom point Z, going through Y, and then X. All right, so then this actually can be named in words. So angle with our symbol that shows angle, or angle XYZ. So those two are equivalent. And then in words, angle ZYX. All right, so that's 4 ways. And then the last way is that sometimes we'll name it with just the angle itself. And so this angle here, located at Y, we'll say that this is just angle Y. All right, so we can either name it by starting at one point and going through the angle. So that gave us our XYZ with our angle symbol, or called it just angle XYZ. We could start at Z, go through Y to X, so that's our angle symbol ZYX, or just name it angle ZYX, or just the angle itself, which is angle Y. All right, determine whether the pair of lines is perpendicular, use a protractor. So again here, if we had a protractor, we could measure these, but instead what I am going to do is I'm going to indicate here that we have a 90-degree angle with a box, okay? And so determine a pair of lines of perpendicular. So 2 lines will be perpendicular if they intersect, so they cross at a 90-degree angle. All right, so for A here, we see that these angles, actually this is an obtuse angle, it's larger. These two are actually obtuse. We see that these two inner angles are acute angles, but none of those are 90-degree angles, so these are not perpendicular lines. And then here for B, I told you this was a 90-degree angle, so if one of those angles is 90 degrees, that actually implies that all of these angles are 90 degrees. And so if our lines intersect at a 90-degree angle, then yes, it is perpendicular. So again, if we had a protractor and we measured this, we would measure that to be a 90-degree angle, which would tell us it was perpendicular. It's also important, though, to be able to recognize symbols and what's given to us on an image or a figure here. And so if we are given that box that indicates it is a 90-degree angle, we can use that with our definition of perpendicular, which was that they are perpendicular if they intersect at a 90-degree angle. And if you have a protractor, feel free to use the protractor and measure the angles there, and you'll see that angle A through F there is a 90 degree, F through B is 90, B through C, C through A, those are all 90-degree angles. But again, it's important to notice the terminology and be able to recognize also images and those figures. So like I said, if we've got the box there that indicates it's a 90-degree angle, then using our definition of perpendicular, we can say that those lines are perpendicular.